The more you resist, the more life feels like a struggle. But the moment you surrender, you open yourself to healing, peace, and the gentle flow of life's wisdom. The more you hold on, the more it hurts. You feel the weight of your past, the pain of a love lost, the disappointment of dreams that never came true. You wonder, what if I let go and lose something important? What if I never feel whole again? But what if the very act of releasing is what sets you free? So many of us believe that holding on is the only way to protect ourselves. We think that if we keep our grip tight enough, we can stop change, control outcomes, and keep everything just as it is. But life is not meant to be controlled. It is meant to be trusted. Clinging to what is no longer meant for you does not bring security. It only deepens your suffering. Imagine gripping a rope so tightly that it burns your hands. You believe that holding on will keep you safe, but in reality, it only leaves you with wounds. The same is true in life. The more you resist what is meant to leave, the more you exhaust yourself, and the harder it becomes to heal. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about trusting that life is guiding you, even when you cannot see what's ahead. The moment you release, you open your hands to receive something greater. Healing begins the moment you stop forcing, stop resisting, and allow yourself to flow with life instead of against it. People hold on to pain, not because they want to suffer, but because they fear what will happen if they let go. The familiar, even when painful, feels safer than the unknown. A broken heart, a painful memory, an unfulfilled dream. These things hurt, but they are familiar. And sometimes the familiar feels like home, even when it is filled with pain. Your mind tries to convince you that if you hold on a little longer, things might change. Maybe they will come back. Maybe things will go back to how they used to be. Maybe this pain will suddenly make sense. But my love, pain is not meant to be your permanent home. The fear of the unknown is what keeps us stuck. We tell ourselves that if we let go, we will be lost. But in truth, life is always moving forward, whether we cling to the past or not. The question is, do you trust life enough to move with it? Do you trust that by releasing, you are not losing, but making space for something better? Imagine a river flowing effortlessly to the sea. It does not resist. It does not try to hold onto each rock and tree branch along the way. It simply moves, trusting its path. You are meant to do the same. Life is guiding you, not away from something you need, but towards something that is meant for you. Trust is not about knowing every step. It is about believing that you are supported, even when the path is unclear. The universe is always working in your favor, even if you can't yet see how. Say this with me. I trust that life is always leading me to something better. Breathe it in. Let it settle into your heart. One of the biggest reasons we hold on so tightly is because we believe we need to control everything. We think that if we grip hard enough, we can force things to go the way we want them to. But control is an illusion. No amount of holding on can change what is not meant for us. Think of a clenched fist. The tighter you hold on to something, the more tension and pain you create. Now imagine opening your hand, allowing whatever is meant to stay, and whatever is meant to leave. This is what surrender feels like. True strength comes from letting go, not as an act of defeat, but as an act of faith. Imagine trying to stop the ocean's waves with your hands. The more you resist, the more exhausted you become. But the moment you stop fighting and allow the water to move around you, you begin to float effortlessly. Life is the same way. The more you trust, the more peace you allow. Control does not bring peace. It only creates more fear. You are not meant to force things to happen. You are meant to align with the flow of life and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So I ask you, what are you holding on to that is keeping you stuck? What pain, what fear, what memory is weighing you down? You do not have to carry this burden any longer. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale trust. Exhale control. Inhale possibility. Exhale fear. Say to yourself, I surrender to life's flow. I release what is not meant for me, and I welcome what is. The moment you choose to let go, you set yourself free. And freedom is where healing begins. Fear is the silent weight we carry, the invisible chain that keeps us from moving forward. It whispers, what if I let go and regret it? What if I never find something better? Fear convinces us that clinging to what is familiar, even if it hurts, is safer than stepping into the unknown. But fear is a liar. It tells you that you will be lost without what you are holding on to. It makes you believe that you are not strong enough to stand on your own. But my love, you are stronger than you think. You have survived every difficult moment in your life, and you will continue to rise. Fear only has power over you when you believe its stories. But when you stop feeding it, it fades. When you choose to trust instead of resist, fear loses its grip. Letting go does not mean losing. It means trusting. Trusting that life is always guiding you toward what is meant for you. Trusting that you are not alone. Trusting that by releasing, you are making space for something greater. Breathe deeply. Inhale trust. Exhale fear. Say it with me. I trust that life is always working in my favor. I am safe to let go. We hold on tightly because we believe our happiness depends on something outside of ourselves. We think that if we lose a person, a situation, or a dream, we will lose a part of ourselves. But true peace does not come from clinging. It comes from allowing. Think of a butterfly landing on your hand. If you grab it tightly, you will crush it. But if you keep your hand open, it may stay, or it may fly away. Either way, you are at peace. The same is true for life. Holding on too tightly to anything, a relationship, an expectation, a situation, creates suffering because it is rooted in fear. Fear of loss, fear of the unknown, fear of being incomplete. But you are already whole. Nothing outside of you can complete you. And when you learn to allow instead of control, you align yourself with life's natural flow. Say this with me. I release attachment and trust in life's perfect timing. Breathe it in. Let it settle deep into your heart. Feel the peace that comes with surrender. So many people exhaust themselves seeking approval. They shapeshift to fit the expectations of others. They fear judgment, rejection, or not being enough. But my love, you cannot control how others perceive you, and their opinions do not define your worth. Seeking validation is like chasing a shadow. You will never catch it. When you rely on others to make you feel worthy, you give away your power. You make your self-worth dependent on something external, something fleeting. But real confidence, real self-love comes from within. It is not something you need to earn. It is something you already have. You do not need permission to be yourself. You do not need approval to be worthy. Say it with me. I am enough exactly as I am. I let go of the need for validation. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone. You are already whole, already worthy, already enough. Holding on to past hurt only keeps you stuck. You replay the same painful memories, thinking that if you hold on to them long enough, they will somehow change. But the truth is, the past is done. It cannot be rewritten, no matter how much you analyze it, no matter how tightly you grip it. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. It does not hurt the person who wronged you. It only drains your energy. My love, forgiveness is not about excusing the harm done. It is about setting yourself free. You are not meant to live trapped in yesterday. Every time you relive a painful memory, you allow it to drain your energy. Instead, choose to replace it with something new: compassion, self-love, and the belief that you deserve peace. Say this with me. I release the past and embrace the freedom of forgiveness. You do not have to carry this burden anymore. Let it go. You are meant to soar. Change is one of the hardest things to accept, but resisting it only creates suffering. Life is always changing. Seasons shift, the tide rises and falls, the sun sets and rises again. Nothing stays the same, and yet we try so hard to hold on. But think of the trees in autumn. They do not cling to their leaves out of fear. They release them, trusting that new growth will come. The ocean does not try to hold on to a single wave, because it knows more will always follow. When you stop resisting change and allow yourself to flow with life, you open yourself to miracles. What if, instead of fearing change, you welcomed it? What if, instead of seeing endings as loss, you saw them as new beginnings? Take a deep breath and affirm. I welcome change with an open heart and trust in new beginnings. You are not losing. You are evolving. Every change is an opportunity to grow, to expand, to become even more of who you are meant to be. The more you try to force life to go your way, the more exhausted you become. Resistance creates suffering, but trust creates peace. Imagine waking up each day knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are supported, that you are enough. When you surrender, you step into flow. When you trust, you create ease. When you let go, you make space for something greater. Say this with me. I surrender expectations and allow life to unfold beautifully. Even when you cannot see the full picture, trust that life is working in your favor. The universe is always guiding you, even in the moments when you feel lost. You are never alone. Letting go is not about losing. It is about freeing yourself. Every time you release what no longer serves you, the lighter your heart becomes. You do not need to carry the weight of the past, the fear of the future, or the pressure to control everything. Life is not meant to be a struggle. It is meant to be a flow. Say it with me. I welcome new beginnings with an open heart and a peaceful mind. Trust that life is always guiding you toward healing, even when you don't understand the journey. You are supported. You are enough. And you are free. Imagine your hands are full, clutching onto everything you think you need. Relationships, expectations, control. Your fingers ache from gripping so hard, yet you hold on because letting go feels like loss. But what if I told you that by releasing, you are not losing? You are making space for something greater. Imagine the relief of opening your hands, of allowing life to place in them exactly what is meant for you. Clinging is a form of fear, and fear thrives on resistance. But love, my dear, flourishes in surrender. Love does not force, chase, or demand. Love simply flows. When you stop holding so tightly, love finds its way to you effortlessly, in ways you never expected. So today, take one small step toward letting go. Maybe it's releasing a thought that no longer serves you. Maybe it's allowing yourself to walk away from a toxic situation. Maybe it's simply choosing to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And now, my love, feel the weight lift. You are free.